What if, just for a moment, God was president of the United States, not a politician quoting scripture, not a leader claiming faith, but God himself, ruling with perfect justice, perfect wisdom, and perfect holiness? What would America look like? First, truth would matter more than image. Proverbs tells us that lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. There would be no spin, no manipulation, no hidden agendas. Truth would lead every press conference. Integrity would guide every decision. Second, justice would not be selective. Micah chapter 6 verse 8 says we are called to do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. Justice wouldn't favor wealth. It wouldn't bend for influence. It wouldn't depend on status. It would be fair, consistent, and righteous. Because God's justice is not emotional, it's holy. Third, the vulnerable would not be forgotten. Throughout Scripture, God defends the poor, the widow, the orphan, the stranger. If God were president, compassion wouldn't be weakness, it would be policy. Kindness wouldn't be political, it would be standard. Fourth, pride would fall. James chapter 4 verse 6 says, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Arrogance would not thrive. Self-glorification would not dominate. Humility would lead. Imagine leadership that didn't seek applause, but obedience to righteousness. But here's the question we don't often ask. If God were president, would we be comfortable? Because his leadership wouldn't just challenge corruption in Washington. It would challenge the pride in our homes, the greed in our businesses, the bitterness in our hearts. God's rule isn't partisan, it's transformative. And here's the truth. God may not sit in the Oval Office, but he still sits on the throne. Psalm 22:28 says, For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. No election changes that. No policy overrides that. No headline threatens that. So maybe the real question isn't, what if God were president? Maybe it's this, is he king in our lives? Because when hearts change, communities change. And when communities change, nations change. Revival doesn't start in government buildings. It starts in believers. If this message made you think, share it. If it challenged you, pray about it. And if you want biblical truth that rises above politics, subscribe to Daily Bread. Thanks for watching.